welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers, so please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. If you want to keep up with me, guys, when I'm not on the airwaves of YouTube, do me a big favor. Get down in the description box, click on that Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram link, and give me a follow on Instagram. And then if you don't mind, send me a DM to let me know that you're rocking with me so that I can say thank you. I really would appreciate that. We are doing pretty good on getting the Instagram page up and going. This is my new Instagram page. Old Instagram page, unfortunately, was disabled by Instagram. And so I had to start a new Instagram page, which I don't mind doing, right? So I go from 90,000 Instagram followers to now I think I got, what, 6,200? So, but we'll get back to 90 at some point with the help of you guys. We'll get back there. We'll get back to that, matter of fact, we're gonna get to 100,000 Instagram followers at some point. I'm a pretty optimistic guy. Those of you who rock with me know that. I'm a glass half full instead of a glass half empty type of person, right? So yeah, so do me a favor. If you want to follow me while I'm not on YouTube, just give me a follow on Instagram. Go down to the description box and click on that Instagram link, Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor. www.richardfain.net. That's the new website. Been up about 4 months, doing fantastic. Thank you guys so much for over 300,000 of you guys have went over to the new website. And man, that's all organic, guys. That's just me telling you guys doing my daily 10:30 a.m. live streams to go check it out. And guess what happened? 300,000 of you guys have already checked it out. So thank you so much. A double thank you to the people who have made a decision to make an investment in themselves. Now, you guys always know, I tell you this, there's no more important investment you'll ever make than in you. That's the most important investment you'll ever make. Because guess what? If you don't make an investment in yourself, especially as an investor, and don't get your confidence level up, you won't execute. I don't care how much you watch YouTube videos. I don't care how many TikTok you watch. I don't care what you do on Instagram. If you haven't invested in yourself where you have the confidence level to go out and execute on assets to build wealth, you won't. You won't. You gotta have confidence, guys, in your ability to invest. And if you don't have confidence in that, you won't invest. And that's what my website does for you. It gives you the tools, the financial tools you need to build up your confidence in your decision making. That's what you're lacking. That's what a lot of people who don't build wealth, they lack the confidence in their decision making. And we're going to talk about that today in this whole concept of how to become a self-made millionaire from nothing. We're going to talk about that today, but that goes back to what? An investment in you. There's no way you become a self-made millionaire unless you make an investment in yourself, guys. I don't care how many YouTube videos you watch. I don't care how many webinars you watch. I don't care how many times these guys get you to go into their funnel. I don't care. If you don't have confidence in your decision making, you will not build wealth. And the only way you get confidence in your decision making is you got to get yourself to a point where you understand the fundamentals of building wealth. And the only way you're gonna know the fundamentals is what? You gotta go somewhere and get some education. That's what my website will do for you. That's what this YouTube channel will do for you. It will provide you with financial literacy. And once you have the basic financial literacy, the basic building blocks of wealth, then you will build wealth. You don't have that, guys. Like I told you, I don't care if you listen or whoever you want to listen to. If you ain't got that fundamental, where you got that confidence level up, you ain't gonna execute. And if you can't execute, you can't build wealth, right? So website, appreciate you. Second link down in the description box. Click on the website. Go check out them digital products. They're gonna help you do what? What are they gonna help you do? They're gonna help you with what? Those basic building blocks to build wealth. They're gonna provide you with financial literacy. If you stay tapped in to this YouTube channel on a daily basis, that will help you as well with the building blocks to build wealth, which is financial literacy. 99% of the people in our country control 1% of the wealth, and that's because of financial literacy. That's because of they lack confidence in their ability to make decisions to build wealth. That's why people are always saying, do this for me, do that for me, because they lack that. They want somebody else to take on that for them. They don't want to take it on themselves because they lack confidence, because they lack financial literacy. So get over to the website, check that out. Do me a big favor, check out them 10 digital products. Now, if you want to take that thing a next step, you want to go to the next step where you want to get yourself in a financial community of 900 people who at one point lacked what? The building blocks to get to wealth. I lacked the building blocks to get to wealth. When I was 26 years old, I had no financial literacy. Yeah, I knew how to spend money, but I didn't know how to keep it and multiply it. I was really good at spending it. Had a PhD in spending. But I had like a kindergarten education when it came to how to keep that money and multiply it. I was a kindergartner. PhD now, spending it. Most of us, we have a PhD in spending. You can't get no higher than a PhD. And we have that in spending. The problem is we have a kindergarten education when it comes to keeping money and then multiplying it. That's why we control 1% of the wealth. And then if you look at the 1%, see the 1%, they got a kindergarten mentality when it comes to spending money, because they don't know, here's the thing. They've learned with their PhD, which is in doing what? Keeping it and multiplying it. See, that's where they got their PhD. Keeping it and multiplying it. That's why they control 99% of the wealth and we control 1%. And then what they do with that money that they keep and multiply, then they take them assets and do what? They spend that. They spend the money that's created by their assets. They spend that money for their lifestyle. And they've learned that you never touch the principal on the asset. You only live off of the interest, or AKA income from the asset. You never touch the asset's principal. You only live on the interest. See, that's the PhD that they have that we got to learn. Right? That's what we got to learn. That's what we want to talk about today in this self-made millionaire hour conversation we're going to have. All right? But it starts with the investment in you. That's where I'm going with this. Whole thing means nothing unless you are willing to make an investment in yourself. And the investment you make in yourself is the most important investment you'll ever make in your life. It really is, guys. So take that serious. Think about that. If you're thinking, say, hey, Richard, I'm right here today, but I want to be over here tomorrow, invest in yourself. That's the key, right? Are you willing to invest in yourself today? Or you're going to stay in the 99% and just get entertained all your life and not learn how to build any wealth and work for the rest of your life. You can certainly live that lifestyle, But when you get to my age or older, you're going to look back and say to yourself, goodness gracious, man, what did I do with all this money I made? I made good money. What did I do with it all? Yeah. You're gonna start pointing at all these things you have that don't generate no income, though. You're gonna point to all the things that you've accumulated over your life, but none of them generate income. That's the trap. That's the trap by the 1% that they set for you. They want you to think you own everything, but you own nothing. It's the trap, guys. All right, last thing, and then we're gonna dive into this discussion. Moo-moo. That's part of your financial education. That's part of your financial literacy, because one of the big three that I've used over the last 30 years to build wealth is paper assets. And guess what? I can't get access to paper assets unless I do what? I got a good brokerage account. And Moo is my primary brokerage app account that I'm using over the next 10 years or so, because I'm only in the stock market for another 10 years and then I'm done. I'm done. I'm a parachute out. At the end of 10 years, I'm parachuting out. And at the end of 10 years, I'm gonna 6X my net. Matter of fact, I changed that. I'm a 10X my net worth. What am I talking about? 6X. Oh, 10X. 10X. I got stuff going right now that's gonna 10X this thing, right? But then I'm parachuting out. But in the next 10 years, I'm gonna be using this Moo brokerage app to be able to execute big boy blue chip trades, right? So that I can keep myself in the game. See, when I was playing athletics, especially at the high school level, you know, I was playing basketball, and I wasn't I was okay basketball player, but I wasn't a very good one. I was a better football player. I was an excellent football player, right? Top of the food chain when it came to football, but basketball, I was okay. But I played because my buddies played. I played because Dion played and all my other buddies played. So I played. I played because they played. But I can remember being down there, you know, on the basketball team, you know, you got 12 people, basically 12 players, right? I'm about the 11th or the 12th player. That means you barely get in the game, right? So I got to remember peeking my head. You know how you like to peek your head at the head coach, like, coach, put me in the game. I'm down there at the end of the bench. But I kind of look at that as I draw that parallel to building wealth. You know, we down here in the 99%, we are the 11th and 12th man on the bench, right? We ain't in the starting five. We in the 11th or 12th man on the bench. And what we should be saying, peeking our head around the corner, this financial corner, and saying, put me in the game. The good news for you is there ain't no head coach. You the head coach. See, when I played basketball, we had a head coach. He was a cool cat, but he wasn't gonna put me in the game that much. Good news for me now as a grown-up, tackling this financial thing, I'm the head coach. All I gotta do is put myself in the game. All you gotta do is put yourself in the game. How do you put yourself in the game? Brokerage app, brokerage account. Get down to the description box and put yourself in the game. Sign up, get yourself signed up for the Moo brokerage app. And if you do that, they're gonna give you up to 20 free stocks. Limited time offer, guys. So if you want to put yourself in the game and be able to buy paper assets, big boy blue chip paper assets, and we're gonna talk about why those are important on our way to being a self-made millionaire. It's very important. We're gonna talk about that. But in order to educate yourself, in order to execute, you gotta have a good brokerage app. And I like Moo. Now that don't mean you gotta like them. If you don't like them, okay, don't find something else. But for those of you who are saying, listen, man, I don't have no experience with brokerage apps, then I'm gonna ask you to do yourself a favor. Put yourself in the game. You're the head coach. You the head coach. You can put yourself in the game, right? But the only way you do that is you got to get down to the description box and click on that Moo link and put yourself in the game. Get yourself up to 20 free stocks. Well, Richard, how do I get the 20 free stocks? Here's how you do it. Open up the brokerage account. If you put $100 in initially, and that's seed money. I call that seed money. That's the money you're going to start using to buy these big boy blue chip paper assets. That's seed money. Remember I told y'all yesterday, you got to sow some seeds. Got to plant some seeds, man. If you're trying to get a big harvest, if you're trying to get a bountiful harvest, guess what you got to do? You got to plant some seeds. If you don't plant no seeds, you can't go out in your backyard one day and think you're going to have a big old, beautiful fruit tree back there full of mangoes and apples and all kind of stuff. You ain't going to have any of that unless you plant some seeds. And then you got to water them seeds. And that's where DCA comes in. See, the seed is the money that we earn, that we're spending right now to make the 1% wealthy. That's the seed. We got to take that seed back from the 1% and do what with it? Plant that seed in our own backyard. I got to stop planting seeds in the 1%'s backyard, because that ain't helping me. That's not going to get me to my wealth. That's going to keep getting the 1% richer. So I got to take my seed, which is my money, stop planting my seed in the 1%'s backyard so that they can get the bountiful harvest. And I take that seed and plant it in my own backyard. And then I got to water that seed. Got to water it. And then over time, I'm going to go in my backyard and I'm going to have some big old beautiful oak trees. I'm going to have some big old beautiful fruit trees with a lot of harvest on it. And the harvest is what? Financial freedom. That's your harvest. Financial freedom. See, the thing is, guys, with all that harvest back there in my backyard, I'm gonna be able to feed myself for a lifetime. I ain't gotta worry about how I'm gonna eat, because I got a big old gigantic orchard back there. Orchard is the assets. See, all them apples and oranges and pears and all kind of beautiful fruit back there. That's the assets. I get to use them assets for the rest of my life. And then guess what? Since I got such a great orchard back there full of beautiful fruit, guess what I get to do when I leave this place? I get to pass that orchard on to my descendants or my charity or friends or whoever, my university, whoever. But it starts with what? You got to have a great brokerage app if you're going to use paper assets to create a big orchard for yourself, right? Get down in the description box and click on that Moomoo link and get you a great brokerage account. That's according to me and millions of other people that use it. I got millions and millions and millions of other friends who use this Moomoo brokerage app to transact business. Why don't you try it today? They're going to give you up to 20 free stocks. Like I said, you plant $100 worth of seeds, they give you 8 free stocks. You plant $1,000 worth of seeds, they're going to give you 20 free stocks. Come on, man. There you go. There ain't nobody else giving you no free stocks. I don't care who you name. Go right ahead and name them. Who cares? No one cares. They ain't giving nothing free. So I don't care nothing about them. I'm getting something free, and I'm going to get a world-class brokerage app. Can't beat that with a sledgehammer. I don't care. You can't beat it. So get down to that description box, 18 to 80 years old. Matter of fact, it doesn't even matter what you got to be 18 though. 18 to 100 if you want to, right? Because it don't stop. I got to continue planting the seeds. I continue planting the seeds, guys. I planted a lot of seeds this year. NVIDIA is one of my big boy blue chips. I planted 11,200 shares/seeds in that company. Guess what? I am going to be getting here very, very soon a big old gigantic orchard coming. And it starts in 8 business days. 10 days, 8 business days. It's here. It starts. That's my opinion. Not a financial advisor, not trying to give financial advice, just giving you my opinion on my orchard and how big my orchard is going to be. And it's going to be full of fruit and all kind of stuff that just go on for miles. It ain't going to never end. What do you want for you? That's the question. What do you want? Are you willing to pay the financial price today? Are you really ready to change something in your life, or are you just going with the flow? Or you're burying your head in the sand thinking this thing is just gonna work itself out magically. Like somebody gonna sprinkle a little fairy dust on your forehead and all of a sudden you're gonna be rich. It don't work that way, guys. No, you gotta put some work in. You gotta delay some gratification and put some work in, and we're gonna talk about that right now. Okay? So do me a big favor, get down in the description box, click on that Instagram link, give me a follow on Instagram, Richard Fame Millionaire Mentor. Send me a DM to let me know you're rocking with me. That way I got you covered. I can say thank you, put you in the family. Second thing I want you to do is get over to the website, check out the website link, second link, www.richardfame.net. Get yourself some what? Get yourself some confidence. Get yourself some execution through developing confidence through digital product, through information that you can turn into what? Or convert to execution. And then join the private mentorship club. Fastest growing financial community on Patreon, guys. We got over 900 members in there already. Been up 4 months. Been up 4 months. What's attracting people to the financial community that we have on Patreon? You know what's attracting them? People want to be around like-minded people. People want to be encouraged. People want to be able to have a sounding board when they run into a brick wall and they don't know something and they see the market doing stuff that they don't really understand. They got 900 people over there to help them through that. That's what it's all about, us helping one another, guys. See, we got to stop with this crab in a bucket mentality. We've been this way too long. And that's why we're at the bottom of the totem pole, financial totem pole in this country. Dead last. Dead last. So we can keep on clowning around and being a clown and wanting to be the clown of the class and all that stuff, and we'll stay last. And I'm not trying to say that in a derogatory way. I'm just telling you the truth. Go look at the statistics. We're at the bottom of the barrel. Last place. Last place. When you look at the wealth distribution in this country, we are in last place, bar none. Every other group of people are ahead of us. But we still around here clowning around and trying to be a crab in the bucket mentality and coming into live chats and wanting to be a clown and get a little laugh, and we dead last. We control 3% of the wealth in this country. That's a nothing burger. Zilch burger. It's a nothing burger. I'm trying to tell you guys, nothing changes unless you change it. Nothing changes unless you change. I'm telling you, we got to figure out what our identity is and where we want to end up. Right now, we're in last place financially. When it comes to wealth distribution in this country, we're in last place. But when it comes to spending, we're in like first or second place. How does that make sense? First or second place when it comes to spending power, but last place when it comes to wealth power. But yet and still, what do? We want to sit around and entertain ourselves and, laugh and giggle and do all this other stuff. But yet and still, we build no wealth. We have no wealth to pass on. We're passing on generational poverty to our children. We're passing on generational poverty to our children. What are you talking about? I bought my child this and I bought my child that. So you bought them non-appreciating assets. Congratulations. How about buy them appreciating assets and teach them how to continue with that appreciating asset? How about doing that? But what we do is we pass on depreciating assets and we pass on generational poverty. Why? Because we have no financial literacy. Why? Because we don't know how to take our money, delay spending it on stuff we don't need, and then take that money and put it in assets that actually build wealth. We got a problem with that. And if we don't change that problem, we're going to be at the bottom of the totem pole forever. Right? We'll be there forever. And if that's where you want to be, fine. Go ahead. I am not going to be there. I'm not gonna be there. And I know and 1% of the people in this live stream who rock with me and know what I'm talking about ain't gonna be there. But the 99% of us in here probably will, because we're just here to have a good time and giggle and laugh and make stupid emojis and all this stuff. Ain't learning nothing. Ain't learning nothing. It's a shame, but it's the truth. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. I know, yeah, well, I'm gonna get some hate for that, but it's the truth. Self-destruction, guys. There is no better place in the world right now where you can build wealth from nothing. Just like I'm finna tell you, from nothing. But you gotta be willing to do it. And we're not willing to prioritize wealth at the top of the food chain. We wanna prioritize everything else but wealth at the top of the food chain. We'll prioritize everything else, but wealth we'll put on the bottom. Why? I don't know. It's above my pay grade. I'm sure there's somebody that's smart enough can tell you why. I'm not smart enough to tell you why we like that. Maybe because it's in our DNA. Maybe it's in our DNA, guys. I don't know. I'm just telling you, it could be in our DNA. Maybe from 400 years of whatever we've been going through. Maybe that's in our DNA that we just can't quite get it out of us. And somewhere in the back, in the subconscious, it's part of us. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out why we continue to be on the bottom when we spend the most money. We spend the most money, but yet and still we own nothing. Own nothing. But we spend a lot of money. Look at our purchasing power. Almost $2 trillion in 2024 is the purchasing power. Maybe like 1.8 trillion. That's the purchasing power. But go look at the wealth. It don't add up. We make all this money, but yet and still we spend every dime of it on stuff that builds no wealth. It's amazing to me, but yet and still we continue down that path. Here we go. How to become a self-made multimillionaire when starting from nothing. Some of y'all, 1% of y'all will listen to this, and hopefully you'll take an inventory of your financial life, and you will start living your financial life through these things that I'm about to run you through. If you want to pass on more than generational poverty to your children or to your charity or to somebody, you're gonna pass on poverty. You can't pass on wealth if you ain't got none. The only way you pass on wealth is you gotta have some wealth. Right now we have none, we got zero. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, 3%, which is a nothing burger. Everybody else ahead of us, okay? So we can continue to clown around and concentrate on all the wrong things, and we'll stay at the bottom in perpetuity, if that's what we choose, right? So here we go. Becoming a self-made millionaire is a goal many aspire to, but few do the work to achieve. I just told y'all that. I keep telling y'all, man, listen, everybody want to be a millionaire, but very few of us are willing to do what it takes to become one. That's the problem. See, it's work involved. What do you mean it's work? I don't want to do no work. I work enough right now. I put in my 30, 40 hours a week. I'm done. All I want to do after that is get on TikTok and laugh, get on Instagram and laugh, and get in other people's business, get in rich people's business. That's what I want to do. I want to stay in rich people's business. I want to get in rappers and entertainers and athletes' business. And I'm going to fight to the tooth and nail for their business. But yet and still, I'm living broke. I have no assets. I lose my job within a month. I'm financially devastated because I got no savings. I got no assets. Becoming a millionaire is work. Okay? It's work. It's a journey that requires the right mindset, discipline, strategy, and a strong financial acumen. How do you get a strong financial acumen? Just like I said earlier, you got to make an investment in yourself. You got to give up the funnies. You got to give up being in other people's business. You got to give up all that. That's the only way you're going to become a self-made millionaire, AKA financial freedom. You got to give up that. The question is, are you willing to give it up? If you are, you got a chance, right? But I'm telling you right now, it's hard work. You got to give up something in the beginning to get everything you want in the end. And most people cannot do that. Because most people have been taught they want everything in the beginning. What do you mean I got to wait till the end? What do you mean I got to wait till I'm older? I want mine right now. I want my cake and eat it too. I don't want my cake at the end. I want my cake at the beginning. That's how most of us are wired, right? While it can be challenging to achieve multi-millionaire status when starting from nothing, certain principles and steps can significantly increase your chances of achieving this goal. Here are 5 tips to help you on your path to financial independence and wealth. 5 tips. Let's see how many of us can be patient enough to get to the 5 tips. I guarantee you most of us won't be. We'll bail out of this thing. We'll bail out. Attention span like a gnat. But that's it. You give you 30 seconds, you got them, and boop, they're gone. 30 seconds, which is a shame. Which is a shame. But for those of you that stick around, I'm going to give you these 5 tips. And if you're willing to pay the price, which is what? Give up some of this stuff that does not put any money in your pocket. Give up some of that stuff. And focus on things that put money actually in your pocket, not take money out of your pocket. That's one of our biggest problems. We worry about too much stuff that take money out of our pocket, but puts no money in our pocket. So here we go. Here are the 5. Number 1, adapt the right mindset. Mindset is everything when on the journey to becoming a self-made multi-millionaire. Your beliefs about money, wealth, and success will either propel you forward or hold you back. Right between the 2 ears. Yep, that thing between the 2 ears sits right here. I call it the filter system. Yeah. Your beliefs about money, wealth, and success will either propel you or hold you back. That's why you got to make an investment in yourself. Keep telling y'all that, but some of y'all will listen. Here we go. Abundance mentality. Believe that there is more than enough wealth to go around. An abundance mentality will encourage you to take risks and seize opportunities without fear or scarcity. 3 financial killers. Just a little sidebar. 3 financial killers. Fear, pride, greed. Those are your 3 financial killers. And the one that I see the most is fear. Just like they're saying here. See, abundance mentality believe that there is more than enough wealth to go around. See, a lot of people, that's the 1% can build wealth. They're not going to let me build any wealth. 1% ain't got nothing to do with you building wealth. You got something to do with you building wealth. Not the 1%. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming others. Look at yourself. You control whether you build wealth or not. Right? Abundance mentality. Right? An abundance mentality will encourage you to take risks and seize opportunities without fear or scarcity. So that's 1, right? So how do I get my mindset right? How do I adapt the right mindset? Number 1, I got to have an abundance mentality. That's number 1. Second thing I got to do if I'm going to develop my mindset and get my behavior with money right, the second thing I got to do is I got to develop a growth mindset. So I got to have an abundance mindset that says, hey man, shoot, I can build this wealth. Ain't nothing going to stop me from building this wealth. I'm going to do what it takes to build this wealth. That's abundance mindset. It's more than enough wealth to go around. That's how you got to think though. And then the second thing you got to do, you got to have a growth mindset, which is having a growth mindset means you are willing to learn, adapt, and grow. What did I start this thing off by telling y'all? I told y'all in the beginning of this conversation, the most important investment you'll ever make is in yourself. That's what they're talking about here. You need to learn, right? How do you learn? Take in information, whether it be here, whether it be through the website where you're purchasing digital products, whether it be you purchasing a book, reading it, you learn, right? You got to learn. You got to read stuff and learn. And then how do you adapt it? How do you adapt what you learn, guys? How in the world do I adapt what I've learned? By doing. I can't adapt what I learn unless I do it. It means nothing if I purchase a digital product. It means nothing if I buy Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the book. It means nothing if I watch Richard Fain's YouTube channel every day if I do not adapt. And adapting means you gotta do something. That's how you adapt, by doing. I don't care if you don't know what you're doing, do something. Oh, I don't know anything about the stock market, so I ain't gonna learn nothing until I spend 10 years of learning how to stock market. No, you don't need to know. I don't know nothing about the stock market. They don't stop me because I know I learn by doing. That's how I adapt and how I grow. I gotta do something in order to adapt and grow. I can't just read and listen and not do anything. I won't adapt and I will not grow unless I do something with this information that I get, right? That's how we learn, guys. This is how we grow and adapt, is through doing what? Doing. So, number one, adapt the right mindset, right? 1A, let's talk about it, right? So the first thing I need to do is adapt the right mindset. Underneath that, I got 1A. These are the things that I need to do to adapt the right mindset. 1A, abundance mentality. 1B, growth mindset. And then 1C, long-term vision. So how do I get the right mindset? Richard, well, golly, I'm trying to work on my mindset, Richard. I'm having problems with my mindset. What can I do to get my mindset right, Richard? Here you go. Abundance mentality, growth mindset, and then long-term vision. Here's long-term vision. Building wealth takes time, and those who succeed are the ones who are patient and persistent. It helps to focus on your long-term vision to keep you motivated on your journey. What have I always told you guys on this YouTube channel? You got to have some goals. And then I told you those goals got to pass through 3 gates. They got to be realistic, they got to be measurable, and they got to be actionable. See, a long-term vision, in my opinion, are goals that I'm going to achieve over a long period of time. I keep telling y'all guys, this little get-rich-quick thing, not in the real world. Most people build wealth over time. That's why I tell you, as a guy that invests in assets, I'm a traditional investor. I'm a buy and hold guy, big boy blue chip, long term. But see, I gotta have something at the end of that long term that gives me motivation to keep going till I get to the long term. This is what they're telling you here, guys. A long-term vision. But see, vision means nothing if I can't see light at the end of the tunnel. If ain't no light at the end of the tunnel, I can't see down there, ain't got no vision, I ain't gonna do it. I'ma quit. I'm gonna quit. Yes, I am. If I don't see no light at the end of that tunnel, I'm quitting. The first financial bump I hit in the road, I'm going to quit. You better have some light at the end of your tunnel. And what's light at the end of your tunnel? What is that, Richard? What is light at the end of my tunnel? Light at the end of my tunnel is I better have something at the end of that tunnel that's more important to me than my fear. I better have something at the end of that tunnel that's more important to me than my pride. And I better have something at the end of that tunnel that's more important to me than greed. If I don't have something at the end of that tunnel that's so compelling and so important to me that I'm willing to go through all of this financial pain I got to go through to get there, I'm going to quit. That's long-term vision. So you better go find something that's more important to you than your fear. You better go find something that's more important in your life than your procrastination. You better find something in your life that's more important to you than pleasure in yourself and getting laughs and giggles. That's long-term vision. One more time. First step in financial independence and wealth. First step is adapt the right mindset. And I do that through what? Abundance mentality, growth mindset, and long-term vision. 3 things. Let's move on to number 2. Second thing. Second step for financial independence and wealth. Second step. Develop multiple streams of income. Now, for some of y'all that's rocked with me for a while, y'all will know that's one of my biggest things. When I was 35 years old, I developed multiple streams of income. From 35 to 50, 15 years, I flipped luxury watches online. I also sold stuff on eBay. Those were my 2 side hustles. Why did I choose those side hustles? Because I was a busy guy. And only time I had was when I got home from work. I had a window from about 7 to 9. That was my window. Monday through Friday, those were my 2-hour window. And I utilized those 2 hours to the full extent. And I made a lot of money in those 2 hours every single night, Monday through Friday, buying watches online, selling stuff on eBay. Those 2 hours, every 10 hours a week. I pushed it to the limit, and I did it for 15 years and made a lot of money. But that money, those multiple streams of income, believe it or not, guys, made my day job a lot easier for me. It was less stressful. You know why it was less stressful? Because see, when I went to that day job, I wasn't thinking about, oh my God, this is the only way I got to take care of myself. And boy, I'm putting all the stress on me. I went into my day job and did well because I knew I already had a side hustle where I was making $100,000 a year. I'm like, I'm making on the side hustle almost more than I'm making here. So when I went into the office, it was just, there was no pressure on me. So I performed better. Plus, I took that side hustle money and I doubled down on assets. I just doubled down on assets. So multiple streams of income are extremely important to us, guys, as we try to figure out a way to build this wealth and get to this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So number 2, multiple streams of income. Let's dive into that a little bit deeper, though. When you rely on one source of income, it puts you at risk. Didn't I just tell y'all that? See, this is what I'm telling you. When I only had that one primary source of income, when I was working in the banking industry, I was stressed. And I was putting my family at risk. Because if I got fired, a couple months, we gonna be in trouble. So I said, I gotta get out of this. I gotta get out of this. I gotta take some of this stress off of me. And guess what I did? Created them side hustles. To build substantial wealth, you need to develop multiple income streams. Here are a few ideas to help you create additional income streams. Well, what do I do to create additional income streams? Well, I'm gonna tell you. And it's your job to go out and do the work to find how to implement it. See, here's what a lot of us want to do. We want to get told what to do, and then we want somebody else to implement it for us. And all we want to do is get the direct deposit. That's all we want. We don't want to do nothing else but get the direct deposit. Hey, go start you a business. Well, golly, I don't know how to do that. Can you walk me through that A through Z? And then stay with me for 5 years until I get it right. That's what we want. But no one's going to give you that. No one's going to give you that, guys. You got to get out on your own and make this happen. Get the framework and then go fill in the house. You got the frame. Now all you got to do is put all the stuff around the house and make a house. You already got the frame. You got the foundation and the frame. Now you go finish the rest of the construction project, right? That's what you got to do. So the second thing you got to do for financial independence and freedom, second step, is develop multiple streams of income. Okay, what are those? Let's talk about it. Starting a business is one. That's one way you can create a multiple stream of income, is by starting a business. Entrepreneurship is one of the most common paths to becoming a millionaire. Starting a business in a field you're passionate about and where you see a market need, scale your business to increase revenue over time. One of the big three. So what did I do? I said, okay, I already got a full-time day job, so I don't need another job. I need to find me something that I like doing, that I got a little bit of a passion for, that's sort of like a little hobby to me, that I can turn into an income stream. So what did I say? I said, I like these little watches I'm buying. I don't know much about them, but I know I like wearing them. They're tinkering around with them, and I like to have a nice one on every day I go to work so I can have a little conversation piece. They weren't very expensive, just little cheap watches, but it was a nice little conversation piece with me and my customers, because my customers had the big boy watches. They had the big boy watches. I couldn't afford no big boy watch at that time, so I wore my own little watch, and we would have little conversations. So I said, I like this little watch thing, but I don't know nothing about it. Let me go out to the web and do a little research. Went out to the website, not the website, but to Google, basically. Went to Google, typed in, luxury watches under $500. Boom, a lot of stuff came up, and I started poking around, joined a couple of watch forums, start poking around and watching guys who were selling watches in the watch forum. I was like, shoot, them guys can do that, I can do it. See, glass half full, not glass half empty. I could have easily went into the watch forum and said, oh, there's no way I'll never learn how to do that. I could have did that, but I didn't do that. I said, shoot, if they can do it, I can do it. Can't be that hard. Yeah, I'll make a few mistakes, but I'll learn as I go. And guess what? I did. And that started my side hustle. That was my business. Number two, second thing. Well, back to number one, starting a business. Number one thing you got to do, guys, you got to find a problem that needs solving. Whatever that is, find a problem that needs solving, and then you come up with a solution for that problem. I would say do it online, if possible, right? So number two, we talked about starting a business. Find a need that needs solving, and you find a problem or a need that needs solving, and you find a solution for that need or problem. That's starting a business. If you want to dig more into that, go to my website. Got a couple of ebooks on the website that'll tell you how to start an online business, and it'll tell you how to scale an existing business or start a business and scale it. That's all you got to do. Follow the steps. No, it ain't going to hold your hand and tell you everything to do. It's going to give you the frame and the foundation. You got to finish the construction project. See, that's what we want. We don't want the frame and just the foundation. We want the whole dang on house completed for us. Oh, here are the keys. It's all done, furnished and everything for you. Here are your keys. That's what we want. But that's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen in the real world. You get the foundation and you get the frame. You go complete the construction and put furniture in the house. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all don't. I get it. Let's move on. Number two, thing you can do to create a side hustle. Number two, invest in real estate. Second of the big three, right? Second of the big three. You can invest in real estate to create a side hustle. I did that too for 25 years. Every 2 years, I would buy me a single family home, put a tenant in it, and forget about it. Yeah, Not only did, and I started that before I even started the real side hustle of the watch flipping. I was doing real estate investing. That's it, buy and hold. Like I told y'all guys, traditional investor, I buy and hold long term. That's what I did with real estate. I bought and I held it because I knew if I could hold it long enough, the property would appreciate in value, and that's where my net worth would come from, not from the rental income. It would come from the equity that I build up in each house every year as they appreciate in value. That's what I did for 25 years. Real estate is a proven way to build wealth. Invest in rental properties, commercial real estate, or real estate development projects. Over time, property values appreciate. Didn't I just tell you that? Didn't I just tell you that's what I did for 25 years? Buy and hold. Get me a nice little property in a decent little community where people had a desire to live, where they felt like they were safe, and they felt like their kids had decent schools to go to. I would buy a house there. And I would put a good family in that house. And I would take care of that family. And I would watch my property appreciate in value every single year at the tune of 3 to 4% a year. I hold that thing 10 years, 12 years. It don't take a rocket scientist. I got compounded growth of over 40% if it goes at 4% a year over 10 years. I got compounded growth of 40% plus the rental income. And guess what the rental income does? It pays for the whole property. Mortgage payment, property insurance, property taxes, repair and maintenance. Buy and hold, rinse and repeat. Do that every 2 years and be patient. That's all you gotta do, man. It ain't rocket science, but we'll make it that because we ain't got no patience. We ain't got no patience. What do you mean I gotta wait 10 years before I get some equity? No, I'm gonna start flipping properties. Don't know nothing about flipping properties though. Nothing about it. You don't know nothing about flipping properties, but you're gonna be a property flipper. Instead of just buy and hold and be patient in a decent neighborhood. No. I ain't got 10 years. I'm a buy and flip. Some guy on YouTube told me I can buy and flip property with no money out of my pocket, no loans, bad credit, all that. All I got to do is just send him $2,500. He's going to show me how to do it. Okay, you go down that route then. But for those of y'all who have some patience, real estate certainly can be an opportunity for you to buy and hold. Buy in neighborhoods where people have a desire to live. That's the key, guys. The key to a property appreciation is buying where people have a desire to live. Buying where people don't have a desire to live is not going to get you in your property appreciation. I can promise you that. Matter of fact, you're going to get depreciation. Just telling you. And you're going to get a bunch of headaches. Because the less desirable that property is, the more problems you're going to have with it and with tenants. I'm just telling you the truth. The less desirable the property is, the more problems you have with tenants. So put your money where you want to put it. But if you go the route of undesirable properties, you better have some thick skin. You better be ready because you're going to have a whole bunch of tenant problems. And it ain't worth it in my opinion. I'd rather just buy in good neighborhoods and pay more and have none of those problems. But hey, it's your thing. So that's the second way you can start a side hustle. First way is a business. Second way is through real estate investing. Here's your third one. Invest in the stock market. We've been talking about that, guys, for months and months and months now, right? Since January, I've been exclusively talking about paper assets on my YouTube channel for a reason. Why? Because that's what I'm doing exclusively right now and with my business. I'm not buying any real estate right now because interest rates are too high. See, I don't have a problem with backing off from real estate for a while until it gets to a point where I can borrow money cheap and then take that cheap money and make money. Right now, I can't borrow no money cheap in real estate to make no money. So why in the world would I take myself through that? I wouldn't. I'd just buy the stock market, which I've been doing and have been making a killing, right? So invest in the stock market. Build a diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, and other securities. Invest in index funds, mutual funds, ETFs, or individual stocks that have a track record of strong returns. Let me ask y'all, who says that every single day on his YouTube channel? You invest in big boy blue chip paper assets with a historical track record of multiplying money. You do that, guys, you can't go wrong, in my opinion. Where you go wrong is when you want to be the expert and go against that advice and think you smarter than history. That's when you get in trouble. Oh, I'm smarter than history. I've been doing this for 3 weeks, and boy, I done purchased me a course, and I done gave him $1,500, and boy, they done told me what to do in that little course, and boy, I ain't throw history out of the window, and I'm gonna create my own history. Before you know it, you're in trouble. You're in the red, you don't got the right mentality to be able to work yourself out of the red, and you panic sell. And all of a sudden, you'll tell everybody that'll listen to you that stock market thing is a scam. Y'all know I'm right. Y'all know I'm right. Y'all know that's how it mostly goes. Just like that. Instead of adapting a traditional investment strategy, which is do what? I buy and hold big boy blue chip paper assets with a historical track record of performance, and I hold them long term. If you just do that and be patient, you'll be fine. But again, back to what I said earlier, most of us ain't got no patience. We don't got 10 years. I ain't got 12 years. I need it done in 1 year. I want it done in 2 years. So what do? We go out and create our own thing. We pay all this money to somebody to teach us. Oh, I'm gonna teach you how to day trade. I'm gonna teach you how to Forex trade. I'm gonna teach you how to do options. Not really understanding all of those non-traditional ways of investing. For the majority of us, we lose. You lose. 99% of the people that do day trading, options trading, Forex trading, they lose money. 99% of them. If that's the path you want to go down, go ahead. That's not the path that I would recommend you go down. The path I would recommend you consider is the traditional approach. Buy and hold long-term big boy blue chip, long-term. That's it. That's what I would do. If you do that, I think you give yourself a better chance of winning when it comes to paper assets. Let's move on to number 3. Practice financial discipline. Discipline is the key to building and maintaining wealth. Without it, even substantial earnings can quickly dissipate. These tips will help you maintain financial discipline. 3 financial behaviors that I think are critical when you're trying to build wealth. That's one of them, discipline. The other would be consistency, and then the other would be patience. Those are the 3 right there. But let's talk about discipline, financial discipline. So we already know the pathway to financial independence and wealth, the pathway. There are 5 things you got to understand and execute on. We've already talked about adapt the right mindset. That's one of the things you got to become good at. The second thing is you got to become good at developing multiple streams of income. We talked about some ways you can do that. And now the third one of the 5 is practice financial discipline. And how do we do that? Let's talk about that briefly, right? Live below your means. Now, in order to practice financial discipline, here are the things that you need to be doing. Here are the things you got to be doing. Number 1, you got to live below your means. That's how you practice financial discipline, guys. You got to get yourself in a position where you can say, well, okay, I got $3,000 a month coming in. If I want to build wealth and independence, guess what I got to do? I got to live on less than three grand a month. See, I can't live on 4 grand a month, but I'm only making 3 and expect me to get to any type of financial independence or wealth. You won't get there. You won't, guys. There's no pathway to wealth when you're living on more than what you make. You do get that critical thing, right? There is no pathway to wealth when you're living on more than what you make. So you gotta get disciplined to live on less than what you make. That means giving up some stuff. Yep, it does. See, I already told y'all you're gonna give up something in the beginning to get everything you want in the end. This is where the rubber meets the road. We'll find out who really wants to have independence and wealth. What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up in the short term to get everything you want in the long term? What are you willing to give up? Live below your means. Avoid lifestyle inflation, where your spending increases as your income does. That's typically what we do, right? I'm working some job. I start my own little business. I'm starting to make good money. But not only am I making good money, I'm starting to live a better lifestyle. I got a better car. I got a bigger house. I take more trips. I go out to fancy dinners. I buy fancy clothes, etc., etc., etc. Thinking that the more I make, the more I got to keep up with the Joneses, which ties back into one of your financial killers, which is pride. See, pride is a killer of people that make good money because they think because they're making good money, they got to keep up with the rest of the folks that make good money. That's pride because you're more concerned with what people think on the outside about what you're doing. That's what you're more concerned with. Oh, golly, guys, I can't go back down to a Toyota Corolla. Can't do it, hon. I can't give up the Mercedes to go back down to a Toyota. I can't do that, hon. What would my coworkers think? What would the family think if we had to downsize the house, hon? I know we want to build wealth, but goodness gracious, can I get the Gucci and the Louis and all that stuff and build wealth too? Maybe. Most people don't, but maybe. See what I'm saying? So see that keeping up with the Joneses is pride, which is a financial killer. A lot of us suffer from that. A lot of us suffer from pride. We'd rather be flat broke than to let somebody on the outside think we broke. I'm just telling you, I'm telling you. So live below your means is the first financial discipline you need to adapt. The second financial discipline you need to adapt is budgeting. You got to become a better manager of your money. You got to become a better manager of your money, guys. Create and stick to a budget. Know exactly where your money is going each month and make adjustments as needed to ensure you're saving and investing effectively. How do you do that? Well, you got to have a budget. You got to sit down and write down all of your income, and you got to write down all of your expenses, and then you got to go take a look at those expenses and make sure they are needs and not wants. A lot of us get those two mixed up. See, going to the beauty salon, going to get your hair cut is not a need. That's a want. Watch a couple YouTube videos and learn how to do your own hair at home. Watch a couple YouTube videos and learn how to cut your hair at home. So that's not a want. That's not a need. That's a want. You got $200 worth of streaming apps or whatever the things people be watching. That's not a need, guys. That's a want. You going out to dinner 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a month. That's not a need. That's a want. Just telling you guys, that's not a need. And this is where we get mixed up. We rationalize these things into needs. What do you mean? I gotta look great going to work because that's part of my job. I gotta have a $250 hairdo. I don't think so. but that's part of budgeting. The whole key to budgeting is so I can have money left over at the end of the month so I can invest. Let's move on. Third financial discipline you need to have is avoid bad debt. Not all debt is bad, but high interest consumer debt, like credit card debt, can be a major roadblock to wealth. Focus on paying off bad debt as quickly as possible and avoid accumulating more. That's right. I told you guys this 1,000 times. If you rock with me, you know I've told you 1,000 times. You got to stay out of consumer debt. Right? I don't care about no debt avalanche. I don't care about no snowball. I don't care about any of that. Only thing I care about is this. If you got credit card debt and you want to pay off that credit card debt, do an inventory of everything you got in your house, everything you got in your garage, everything you got in your attic, your basement, your storage unit. Do an inventory of all of that stuff and put dollar amounts next to everything and sell it all. Sell it all. Sell it all. And then take those proceeds and pay off your credit card debt and then don't do it no more. Better yet, hey, get you an Uber route. Get you an Uber route. Work that Uber route for 6 months. Just hammer it. Take every penny you make from Uber, pay off your credit card debt, you're done, and don't get back in it no more. See, this is the only way we're going to stay out of credit card debt is if we learn how to get out of it. And the pain we got to go through to get out of it, that's how we learn. You going to get a zero interest from somebody and paying off, that ain't teaching you nothing. That ain't teaching you nothing. Nothing. It ain't teaching you nothing. You're going to go right back and do the same old thing. See, unless you change the root cause of the behavior, guys, you will repeat it. You got to dig down and find the root of why you're constantly in credit card debt. You got to get to the real reason what's causing you to put yourself out there like that. It's something. But if you don't get to the root cause of why you're doing making these bad financial decisions, you'll never solve them. I don't care how many people you get to do trade lines for you or how many people you get to do stuff to take stuff off your credit report. That ain't gonna help you. Because within 12 to 18 months, you're right back in the same boat again because you ain't learned nothing. You didn't solve the root cause of why you was in it in the first place. This is how most people stay in chronic debt because they never address what's really the root cause of why they're in chronic debt. You just don't. So there you go, guys. These are the 3 financial disciplines you need to have. Live below your means, budgeting, and avoid bad debt. So let's move on to number 4. This is the 4th thing that you'll need to consistently do in order to build wealth and become a multimillionaire. And I think all of us can be multimillionaires if we put our mind to it. I believe that. See, I don't put no limitations on me. And I wish a lot of you guys would stop putting limitations on yourself. There's no reason why you can't be whatever you want to be if you're willing to pay the price to get there and do the right things. Change your mindset, right? So invest in yourself is number 4. I started this conversation off today by telling you that you needed to invest in yourself. That's the most important investment you'll ever make. Out of all this stuff, these first 3 that I just talked to you about, they're not more important than number 4 right here. Number 4 is the most important one out of the 5, in my opinion. Invest in yourself. You are your biggest asset. And investing in yourself is smart. Your skills, knowledge, and experience add value. What have I always told you guys about the marketplace? The more value you add to the marketplace, guess what? The more money you make. I tell you all that all the time. If you're not making enough money, whatever you're doing, you ain't adding enough value to the marketplace. That's all. It's pretty simple. And they're backing that up right here. Your skills, your knowledge, your experience add value. So if I want to make more money, what do I need to do? Increase my skills, gain more knowledge and experience, which results in me doing what? Adding more value. So therefore, I get paid more. Add a little value, I get paid a little bit. Add a lot of value, I get paid a lot. It's pretty simple, guys. We got to make sure we just stay within that. Now, how can I invest in myself? Here's some ways you can invest in yourself. Education. Invest in your education, whether through formal degrees, certifications, or self-study. That's why I tell y'all about the website every single day. Go grab them digital products. That's self-study. That's educating yourself on financial matters. Some of y'all do, some of y'all don't. Y'all just want to watch YouTube and think it's going to fall out of the sky and hit you on top of the head. It's not. It's not. Some of y'all just think, oh, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just going to sit around and listen all day, and at some point it'll click. The light bulb will come on. Problem is, light bulb never come on. You got no electricity. You can't get a light bulb to come on when there's no electricity running through. What's the electricity? This stuff I'm talking about right now, that's the electricity. If you ain't got none of it running through you, ain't no light bulb gonna come on. So education, number one thing you can do to invest in yourself is education. Why? Because it increases your knowledge. So does your market value. I keep telling you, guys, I tell y'all this all the time. Invest in your education, whether through formal degrees or certifications, self-study. As your knowledge increases, so does your market value. I tell y'all this all the time. You want to make more money, add more value to the marketplace. Let's go. Second thing you need to do to invest in yourself is networking. Build a strong network of people who can support you, provide advice, and offer opportunities when needed. Surround yourself with successful, like-minded individuals who can help you grow and be sure to return the favor. Check this out, guys. What do I tell y'all? Gang of 5. I've been telling y'all that for years. Get you a gang of 5. Guess what else I've been telling you recently? Get yourself over in the private mentorship club, the Wealth Builders Mentorship Club. This explains the mentorship club to a T. Networking. Build a strong network of people who can support you. We got 900 wealth builders. Fastest growing financial community on Patreon. Wealth builders. Build a strong network of people who can support you, provide advice, and other opportunities when needed. Surround yourself with successful, like-minded individuals who can help you grow and be sure to return the favor. Gang of 5 and join the Wealth Builders Private Mentorship Club. You got your 900 folks over there. Potentially can help you do all of these things from a networking standpoint. But you get out of it what you put into it. All right, let's move on. Third thing you can do to invest in yourself. And again, guys, joining the private mentorship club is an investment in yourself. It's an investment in yourself. So here we go. Last one when it comes to invest in yourself. Personal development. Work on your personal development, including your leadership, communication, and problem-solving skills. These soft skills are often what differentiate successful entrepreneurs and professionals. Personal development, work on your personal development, guys. These are soft skills, right? Leadership, communication, and problem solving. So just to recap, number 4, invest in yourself. How do you do that? Through education, through networking, through personal development. Let's move on to number 5. Take calculated risks. I tell you guys that too all the time. Big risk, big reward. Little risk, little reward. But you got to decide. You got to decide. Take calculated risk. That's number 5. Let's talk about that. Wealth creation often involves taking risks, but it's important to ensure they are calculated. See, I take a bunch of risks, guys, in my financial life, a bunch. I got 11,200 shares of NVIDIA stock. You do the math. That's a risk. It's a big one, but it's calculated. I've done my homework. I've been doing this for a long time. I understand how to invest in big boy blue chip, historical track record, long term. See, that's a calculated risk I've made. Why? Because I'm looking for a big old gigantic reward. And I learned early on, if I want big results, I got to be willing to put in big risk. Now, that's not for everybody. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. You put whatever risk you want to put in and don't put none in. That's your financial freedom. For me, I'm okay with that because I'm backed up by history. See, history tells me I'm backed up. So you got to figure out what your calculated risk is, but that's number 5. Wealth creation often involves taking risks, but it's important to ensure it's calculated. It needs to be the right risk, not blind. Oh, Jim told me to do it. That's why I did it. No research, no nothing. You just trust in Jim. Or some guru, right? Do your own calculations, do your own due diligence, and come up with your own conclusion. And then if you believe the risk is the right risk associated with the reward you're looking for, go get it. How do you take the calculated risk? How can you ensure it's a calculated risk? Entrepreneurship, starting and scaling a business involves risk, but the rewards can be substantial if done correctly. Conduct thorough market research, create a solid business plan, and be prepared to pivot when necessary. That's entrepreneurship. They're saying if you're going to, being an entrepreneur is a risk. For me, I left banking. It was a 6-figure salary that I was making. I left that salary to start my YouTube channel. I started at 0. It was a calculated risk because I had done the research and I said, listen, I have a solution to solve problems. There is a market of people out there. There are millions and millions of people out there that lack financial literacy. I have some financial literacy. I can help these people. Their problem is a lack of financial literacy. My solution is my 30 years of being able to learn, adapt, and earn. And I can teach people how to do that. See, that was my solution to the problem. But it was a calculated risk. But it was based on me first, before leaving banking, to find out, did I have a solution to solve people's problems? I believed I did, so I left. But it was a calculated risk. You'll have to do the same thing at some point, guys. You'll have to take a calculated risk if you're going to get to what? Independence and freedom. Next thing, investing. While all investments carry some risk, those with higher risk can also offer higher returns. Diversify your portfolio to spread risk and always perform due diligence before making any investment. I tell you guys that all the time. How do I do that? Well, I have a 50, 30, 20 investment strategy. This is how I spread out the risk when I'm investing in paper assets. 50% goes in a broad-based stock market ETF. 30% goes into a sector ETF. 20% goes into individual stocks. See, I spread my risk level out because 80% of my money, I don't have to be the expert. The ETF is the expert with a long historical track record of multiplying money. I have to be the expert on the 20%. How do I get myself comfortable with being the expert on the 20%? Because I only buy big boy blue chip with historical track records of killing it. That's how I reduce my risk when I'm being the expert. You better figure this out, man. This is how I reduce my level of anxiety and stress. 80% of my money, I don't have to be the expert. The ETF is the expert. Not me. The ETF is. 20% of my money, I got to be the expert, but I reduce my stress level because I only buy big boy blue chip with a historical track record of killing it. That's it. You got to figure it out. Number 3, innovate. Don't be afraid to try new things, whether it's introducing a new product, entering a new market, or adapting new technology. Innovation can set you apart from the competition. How do I do that? With my investments, y'all already know I got the big boy blue chips. That's what I do. But I also lately have been finding small companies that are going to be disruptors. I've been finding these little small companies that I believe can be a disruptor in a larger industry. Right? Oh, they've done it this way for 1,000 years. These people in the aerospace industry have dominated for thousands of years, and there's no way a little company can make any money there. I don't buy that. I look for disruptors. I go find little companies that could potentially be disruptors. And those are the companies that I will take a higher risk in. But how am I protected? Because that's a very small part of the portfolio. Everything else is big boy blue chip. Everything else is big boy blue chip. And then I go find me a couple little companies. And I found about 3 of them so far. And I'm okay with that because I'm not going to have more than 2 to 3% of my portfolio in them. The rest of the 97, 98% of the portfolio is going to be big boy blue chip. But that 3%, if I get it right, it could be a monster. It could be a monster if I can get it right. But I'm willing to take on that calculated risk, guys. Because see, the light at the end of my tunnel, it's more important to me than any of the pain I'm going through right now. That light at the end of my tunnel is more important to me than my fear. It's more important to me than procrastination. It's more important to me than my pride. It's more important to me than greed. It's more important to me than just trying to get laughs and giggles all my life and be entertained. It's more important. I got something at the end of that tunnel that means more to me than all this stuff. So whatever short-term financial pain I got to go through to get to my long-term financial gain, I'm going to do it. Anything I got to do within reasonable, with it's not breaking the law, it's not taking advantage of people, that I can do to go through this short-term pain so I can get to the long-term gain, I'm going to do. I don't know about you. Figure it out for yourself, I guess. I don't know. I'm here every day to help you with information. What you do with that information is on you. Bottom line is that becoming a self-made millionaire is achievable. I don't want to be a millionaire. Why does this guy talk about a millionaire? I don't care about that. I love when people say that. So what you're trying to tell me is you don't care about security. You don't care about a peace of mind. You don't care about having 100% of your time, controlling 100% of your financial destiny, having 100% of your financial power. You don't care about more choices and more freedom in your life? Is that what you're saying? Okay, maybe you don't. The bottom line is that becoming a self-made millionaire is achievable, but it requires more than just financial savvy. It's a journey that demands the right mindset, multiple streams of income, financial discipline, and betting on yourself. By following these tips and staying committed to your goals, you can set yourself on the path to financial independence and significant wealth. We started this conversation talking about being on the bottom of the financial totem pole. We're going to end this conversation talking about how to get off of the bottom of the financial totem pole. Let me give you how we're going to do that. This is how we're going to do it. Adapt the right mindset, develop multiple streams of income, practice financial discipline, invest in yourself, take calculated risks. Those are the 5 things we're going to do over and over and over and over, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, until we get ourselves off this bottom of the financial totem pole. We're going to do those 5 things. And I'm going to talk about these 5 things every so often. I'm going to just reiterate them on this YouTube channel all the time. So if you don't want to hear them again, find another YouTube channel. Because that's what we do around here. Repetition. Why? Because most of us learn through repetition. Yeah, that's a fact. We learn through repetition. And my channel is all about education and learning. It ain't about entertaining you. It's not about that. I don't care if you're entertained. Would you rather be entertained and broke or educated and wealthy? You choose. Entertained and broke or educated and wealthy. Which one would you like to have? I'll let you pick. My channel is about education and wealth. So maybe that'll help you pick. But this information right here, I'm going to store in the archive and I'm going to pull this sucker out every now and then. Dust it off, shoot it back at you. So every so often you're going to get this. Again, man, if you're interested in building wealth, get started. Don't delay. Get started today. Get down in that description box, click on the Moomoo link, open up your Moomoo account, put your $100 in there, you're going to get 8 free stocks. Put your $1,000 in there, you're going to get 20 free stocks for just trying out the Moomoo brokerage app. Now, you got your seeds, right? You got your seed, you planted your seeds, $100, $1,000, you planted your initial seeds. Now, it's time to do what? Go ahead and water them. Start investing. Big boy blue chip, hold. Buy and hold, big boy blue chip, long term. And just do that month in and month out, year in and year out, decade in and decade out if it requires it. I don't know what your goal is, right? But that's the first step. Get down in the description box, click on that Moomoo link and get signed up for Moomoo today and get yourself up to 20 free stocks. Send me an email through my website, www.richardfain.net. First link down in the description. Second link down in the description box. Send me an email through the website. Let me know that you've opened the account, the Moomoo account, you funded it, and then I'm gonna send you those tutorial videos. That's part of that education piece. Remember down here, number 4, invest in yourself. And then you got that education piece. That's what those tutorial videos are. They're part of the education piece. It's a part of that invest in yourself piece. That's number 4. Just like they said, I'm telling you, you are your biggest asset, and investing in yourself is smart. The tutorial videos that I'm going to send you are going to collapse time frames and get you the education you need to use the app. It's an investment in you, not in me. My website is an investment in you, not in me. It's going to give you step-by-step directions on what to do when it comes to credit repair, credit restoration, improving your credit score. It's going to give you step by step what you need to do if you want to invest in real estate with little to no money down. If you want to change your mindset to become a millionaire mindset, it will help you do that. These are all investments in yourself, guys. This is all education that you then can turn into what? Execution. So get down in the description box and do yourself a favor. Try out Moo. Try out the website. Consider joining the Wealth Builders. Because remember, part of investing in yourself is networking. And what does it say about networking again? Build a strong network of people who can support you, provide advice, and offer opportunities when needed. Surround yourself with successful, like-minded individuals who can help you grow and be sure to return the favor. That's what we do in the Wealth Builders Private Mentorship Club. That's what we do. We do exactly that. So if you want to be a part of that, like I said, get down in the description box, hit that second link, which is the website. You'll see a membership button or a join button. Come join us. We got the fastest growing financial community on Patreon. We'd love to have you. We appreciate y'all, man, for checking in today. I appreciate you. If you'll do me a big favor, if you want to follow me when I'm not on YouTube, go down to the description box and click on that Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram link. Give me a follow. Starting to do a lot more traveling. I'm out of town again this coming soon. I'm gonna be out of town again here soon. So I'm gonna be doing some more trips. I'm gonna start filming a lot of that stuff, but I'm putting it on Instagram. It ain't gonna be on the YouTube channel. So I'll be putting it on Instagram. I'm gonna be also doing some meetups. I'm gonna start letting you guys know when I'm traveling. So if anybody is in that location, in that area where I'm at, and you wanna meet up for a cup of coffee, or if you wanna, something like that, grab a quick little lunch somewhere, shoot me your information, make sure I know who you are, and then we'll meet up, right? So, but you gotta send me your information, your info. I'm just not gonna be reading up random people. So, but you gotta, if you're willing to send me your information to make sure I can check out who you are, listen, I don't mind having coffee with you, breaking some bread with you, and because I want to be able to get around you guys physically a little bit as opposed to just virtually. I want to start doing more of that as I get out and do more traveling. And it's going to be all around the world, right? I'm going to be going to Puerto Rico here and as soon as the hurricane season over. So I'm gonna be putting a shout out to some of my brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico. I'm gonna be going to San Juan. So anybody out there that want to get together for a cup of coffee, we can do that. Of course, you guys know I'm a frequent traveler to Colorado. I love Colorado. So certainly if anybody is in that Colorado area and are willing to drive and where I'm at, we can do a meetup. We can do a little bit of coffee run. Well, not a coffee run, but meet somewhere for coffee and just chop it up. I want to be able to meet some of you guys around the country. And I'm ready to do that. I just want to be able to start branching out a little bit more and doing more other than just on the YouTube channel. So think about that, but I'll be doing more of that on the Instagram page. So it won't be a lot of happening on the YouTube channel, but it'll be more on the Instagram page. So if you want to keep up with me there, get down in the description box, click on the Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram link and give me a follow, and then let me know by sending me a DM to let me know you're rocking with me, and then I can say thank you. I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, hey man, it's on you. You can be whatever you want to be if you're willing to pay the price up front. And then obviously on the back end, you get everything you want. You get everything you want on the back end. I just gave you 5 things you can do to become a multimillionaire and get to your financial independence and your financial wealth. I will be keeping this and going through this periodically, right? So appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a great Sunday. I couldn't almost get that out. Y'all have a great Sunday. I'm gonna try to have a great Sunday as well. And like I said, man, we got a big opportunity in front of us, guys, over these next several years. And I think it starts, it's already starting. You can see the tide turning in paper assets. You can start seeing the whole entire stock market starting to turn again. And I think that will continue to grow in the coming months I think it'll continue to grow. In the coming years, I think it'll continue to grow. You just got to have a game plan in place in order to be in the position to take advantage of it. So that's why it's important for you folks who don't have the brokerage account to get one. And I recommend you try Moo, like I said. Get down in the description box and try it out. You're going to get up to 20 free stocks. And like I said, I'm here to support you through these videos. I'm going to send you to teach you how to use the brokerage app. So that way you got the education, and all you got to do now is execute. Plant the seed, water it, plant the seed, water it, plant the seed, water it. And then down the road, you got a beautiful orchard back there, a beautiful financial freedom picture back there, right? So, all right, man, appreciate y'all. Lock it in with a thumbs up before you get out of here. I certainly would appreciate that. Lock that thing in with a thumbs up. Thoughts become things. See it in your mind. Hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy. Get wealthy. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.